Avenir Sports performance analysis software products are used by teams at all levels in the GAA. At intercounty level, the top teams in both hurling and football use our products, while we have teams competing at every level of the GAA underneath, from senior club right down to schools. Here's a quick demonstration of some of the main features of our performance analysis software. At Avenir Sports, we pride our products on their user-friendliness and their ease of adaptability for any situation. So our products are all timeline based, meaning that we can take footage from anywhere, be it your domestic camera, your television as we've done in this case, your iPhone. You can take footage from YouTube, import it into the software, and it appears on a timeline. So this is a timeline here, and it simply means that I can grab my playhead and I can pull it to any point in the game that I wish and start to analyze. So when we wish to analyze, we break our footage down or create our statistics using a template. So this is an example of a hurling template over here on the right. And as we said, they're fully user defined, so you decide what goes into the template. There's no limitations as to how many buttons you wish to put in there or what you do with the buttons. So this is a fairly in-depth one. And what we're going to do is we're going to code a shot at goal here from the Leinster final in 2012. So just to show the ease of use. So I go into code mode, and now you just watch the play unfold. So when I hit my button down here for shot at goal, you'll see what it does. So I hit shot at goal, I hit goal, I say it was from play, and if I wish I can go to the level of putting in the zone, which is the full forward zone. So as I turn off my shot at goal, I can see it's created a row on my timeline called shot at goal for team A, and this little instance here represents the time from when I turned on the button to the time I turned it off. If I double click on this button now, it shows me exactly what I've coded and how I've coded it. So it tells me it's a shot at goal. It's the first instance of it in the game. It leads to a goal for team A. It's from play and it's in the full forward zone. So it's as easy as that to code a game. It will take you actually less than match time to code a game once you become adept at using the software. So here's an example of a fully coded football match. It's a Junior A county final that was played in 2012 and it's been coded using this football template here on the right. So as we look at our timeline underneath, we can see everything's broken down into what we want. So we're looking at fouls, frees, kickouts, line balls, points, shots at goal, and the equivalent for the opposition. One of the features we've used here is we've used the sports code stacking feature. So we've shot the game from two angles. Behind the goal here we see on the right, and side on, which we see here on the left. At any stage that I wish, I can swap to just look at the side on angle as it plays by hitting one single button, which is a hotkey, or I can jump to the other angle, which shows me the same footage from behind the goal, or by hitting another key, you're back to looking at the two of them again. So at any stage here, if I want to go and look at a Clifton point, I go to the corresponding instance on the timeline, so I double click on this, and it brings up the point. Here's another feature, which are the sports code drawing tools. So if I turn them on and then go into full screen, I can now start to point out to my team anything that I wish. So if for any reason I wanted to highlight these two players and talk about this player running in to win the break, I can do using my drawing tools and then very easily get rid of them again. If I just wish to look at that footage on the left hand side, I can from my side on camera, or I can look at it from behind the goal. All again done very easily with the touch of a button. So if we hit escape, that brings us back to the full game. So we can look at an individual instance by clicking on it here, or I can look at the full row by clicking on the row, and you can see it brings up all 12 Clifton points there. Again, go into full screen, and using the functionality of the software, I can now tab through them as I'm doing here, so you can go forward or you can go backwards. Escape again will bring you out of full screen. So this just demonstrates how user-friendly the software is once you've got your game coded. The note feature contained in sports code is a very powerful tool for coaches. So if I wish to put a note on an instance, I can come on, simply highlight the instance, add my note by typing into the dialog box. So I can just say good play here, close down that dialog box, and the next time I open that instance, it's going to have my coaching note which says good play. So it makes you look more professional as a coach. The benefits to your players are they can now watch this on shared devices like iPhones, websites, and they're left in no doubt as to what the coach wants them to see within the clip. Perhaps one of the most powerful tools in sports code is the ease in which you can make and disseminate a movie. So if I come in here and I wanted to pick that Clifton point, I can click that. I can click a point that occurred earlier in the game, one that occurred after. I can pick a number of kickouts. So let's just say we pick that one, and then I'll pick some opposition ones. So if I wanted to pick a point for the opposition here, here, and here. So once I'm finished selecting my clips, I click Make Movie here, and it brings the clips up in the order that I've selected along with my coaching notes. It's as easy as this then to disseminate, so I can just grab this, pull it out onto my desktop, double click on it, and we can see that it opens up in QuickTime Player. So the exact same movie opens in QuickTime Player, but this is accessible to anyone in any format. So it can be easily shared to people who don't have the software, which in most cases will be your players or other coaches involved in your backroom team. So here are all the areas in which the software can be used. As we've seen, your pre-analysis where you analyze yourselves, your opposition, your training games, everything that happens on the pitch. Your match analysis, real-time and post-match. So something we haven't touched on in the video is how the game can be coded live from the side of the pitch and information sent to coaches on iPhones or can be reviewed on the laptop instantaneously. Your individual player development where you look at individual player analysis, and then the areas in yellow are areas where we believe it should be used more. So strength and conditioning, skill assessment, skill analysis, talent identification, coach education, and referee education. Basically any aspect of the game. We will be adding more videos on these particular aspects in the coming days. So check back here or we'll email these on to you. If you require any information on our products or our services, please go to our website www.avenirsports.ie or email us at info@avenirsports.ie.